Hello. My name is Nicholas Vincent Barbera, but you can call me Nick. I'm currently in my junior year of Manhattanville College, which is located in Purchase, New York, with a major in both theater and communications and media. Sometimes when I talk with my friends and family, they always have one question. And to answer that, we'll have to wind the clocks back 2 years ago. Freshman year. A whole new world was just about to open up in front of me. And as you can see here on moving day, had to take a lot of pieces of my life with me. And as you can see here is my first roommate, Charlie White. He too was interested in theater, but mostly on the political science aspect, and as a result, as of this recording, he is currently in another college looking up political science. So, if he's out there watching this, I hope he's doing well. And here you can see is me and another one of my friends, Naomi. Again, one of the first friends I ever made on campus, and she's still a really good friend of mine. And of course, as soon as I moved into Manhattanville, things changed for me in terms of sociology. Now, not to sound like any other high school story that you hear every now and again, but in high school, I didn't have that many friends. And luckily, Mville changed that. Here in this picture, you can see my friends Abby, Anton, Harrison, and Travis, and you're probably wondering why the hell I have a pirate hat on. Well, because that night, that was our movie night. Our Pirates of the Caribbean marathon, to be exact. But enough of that. You want to know why I decided to go into Manhattanville. Well, as soon as I went to college after college after college, I looked at their theaters. I am a big theater person. I love acting and I love singing and I just love performing in front of people all the time in the stage. And when I saw Manhattanville's Little Theater, it felt like home to me. I don't know what it was. There was some kind of magic to it that just kind of enticed me to this theater. It wasn't too big and it wasn't too small, and when I was invited to see their production of She Loves Me just before I admitted myself here, I just knew that this would be my home. So, that same freshman year, my very first performance in this theater would be the freshman project course, led by Professor Peter Pucci, and as you can see, I have a wide range of new friends. See, what we did for this particular production is that all of us made vignettes, skits, poems, and songs about things that define to us as family. Something, it could have been personal stories or things that we made up, and we put it all together in a creative show. And this was one of our warm-ups. We all laid on each other in a circle and we breathed deeply. It sounds weird, and it was when we did it, but it was unique. It was a cool introduction to the DTH department for all of us. And then there was this invitation. Just before we were about to perform for the very first time, this message on this cake really made us feel good. As it should. A nice warm welcome to the DTH department. And it still sticks with me. Now, of course, as you can imagine, the following 2 years, if I may jump the gun just a bit, have been really fun. The first role that I played here in terms of actual story was Mr. Webb in Our Town. That was sophomore year, where I played the father of one of the main characters, Emily Webb, and that was a lot of fun. You know, I always got cast as comical roles before, and I still do sometimes, but you know, whenever I get cast as a serious role, it's always a lot of fun. So this was no exception. And then the following show after that, I played one of the lead roles, Sir, from the 60s musical The Roar of the Grease Paint and the Smell of the Crowd, which is pretty much this big political cartoon about the social classes in Britain around the 60s. And I played this guy that was always the winner, no matter what happened. And I would go out of my way to make sure that the other lead, Cocky, always loses. Of course, I do lose at one point in the show, but I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's another story altogether. Now I'm getting into character. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was a big highlight. It was just a bunch of fun to work in a musical again after a while. It was great. It's just fantastic. And the other thing, too, is that the other lead, Cocky, was played by Chris Pesci. And after I saw him and all of the other people in this class, when I saw She Loves Me, I was convinced that, like, I was going to work with beautifully talented people. And Chris Pesci is one of them. Again, if he's watching out there, then I hope he's doing well. So, in terms of other classes that I had, it was a wide range, and all of them were really wonderful. All of them were great. I had one about the history of medieval times, another history course about California, music of the 19th century. That was a lot of fun. And I also got to learn a little bit more about Earth Day and global environmentalism. An intro to communications, obviously. I mean, that opened a wide range of advertising and stuff like that for my communications major. And theater for young audiences was also a truckload of great, memorable fun for all of us, because I got to learn about how theater affects young audiences these days and what some stories have to change in order to appeal to the kids of today. So that was a lot of great fun. Now, to be honest, I dare to say I did take some courses because I needed the credit, but they're still in my memory, in a good way, I promise. I do promise you, they're in my memory in a good way. This year is new for me as well, because I am taking a Spanish course, which will be interesting, to be sure, and I'm also going to take The Universe, which is a psychology class and physics class that I'm looking forward to. Personal finance, because, I mean, if I'm going to live, I'm going to have to know all of this, and biology and what have you. So all of these classes have been just great, and they will be great as soon as I attend them. So that's about it for me academically, and all of that is great. Now, in terms of social life, things have boomed. Things have boomed in comparison to before Manhattanville. This one time I was with a group of friends when we did this Friendsgiving, if you will. It was in Spelman, the Spelman kitchen, and we all got together and had turkey and other foods, so like mashed potatoes. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We never got to do it again, and it's a shame, because I really had fun with that, but you know, c'est la vie. I also got to build a snowman with that same group of people that one year. So that was a lot of fun. The other thing that I want to talk about is a memory that sticks with me forever. It was freshman year again, and I went around campus around Christmas time with a Santa hat on and gifts for my friends to show them my affection for all of them, for all of my pals, all of my friends there. And I visited one of my friends who was sick, and I gave her her gift, and she got a kick out of it, and she said, "Nick, you are Santa Claus." And that touched me. It really did. It really touched me deeply. And so that's where this picture comes into play. I did manage to get a suit and a sack and go around campus again and give gifts to people again. And don't tell anybody, but I think I might do it again this year. Shh. My other biggest highlight of being here in Manhattanville is the a cappella group, the Manhattanville Crescend Bros, wherein we, as an a cappella group, can cover all great songs. That includes All My Lovin' by the Beatles, The Longest Time by Billy Joel. We even did a Disney medley, which was a lot of fun, so that was great. And my first solo, I distinctly remember, my first solo with this group was around Halloween time. It was our first fall fest, Well, my first Fall Fest, rather. And I got to sing the Monster Mash.
I was working at the lab when my eyes for my monster.
That same time, I showed everybody my biggest appreciation for Halloween. Halloween is right up there with Christmas for me. It is like my favorite holiday of all. And as you can see here in our now short-lived, sadly, Haunted Castle Tours fundraiser, that's me right there with the skeleton puppet, the ghost host, if you will. And they allowed me to set up front and talk with people as the ghost host, and attendees and the members got a kick out of it. And that was a lot of fun. It was fun interacting with people as a character, especially this one, because it's so much fun to just do that. Now, the other thing about the Haunted Castle Tours, and as well as our other fundraisers for that matter, was that we got to go to a very special place. And for those who know me personally, I bet you can't guess what that place is. Yep. Walt Disney World. I gotta tell you, that trip that I took with Manhattanville Sound and Crescendos has got to be one of the best Disney World trips I've ever taken, if not the best. And I've been to Disney World a handful of times. Like, hello, I'm a big Disney geek. But it was a trip that was very memorable for me because I got to share so much fun with these great people that had the same love for music and Disney as much as I do. And I don't know, I can't really find the right words to describe how beautiful it was. It was magical. There we go. It was magical. It was a magical time for all of us, and I'll never forget it. We're going back, hopefully. And it's just great. It was just fantastic. Now, here's where things get a little funny. Sophomore year, I feel like I haven't done terribly much. Even academically. I felt like I was a bit of a slacker then. I shut myself out so that way I can focus academically on a bunch of classes, so that way I wasn't in danger of not graduating on time. So it was more of a work-based year. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was great. Like going to Dorney Park with some of the members of Sound Bros, and that one snow day where I had to do a pajama party with all of my friends. That was a lot of fun. My friend Cassie's senior thesis, where I played Antonin Artaud, a real-life theater expert who has knowledge in theater of cruelty. So I got pushed and shoved and thrown on the floor and dumped fake vomit on my head. So that was fun. So there was a handful of things that happened that was a lot of fun. But I don't know, I felt as if I was in danger of not graduating on time. So, fast forward to junior year, right now. Whereas before, where sophomore year felt like I wasn't doing anything at all, this year I feel like I'm doing everything and anything. Let's see, what am I doing? Right now, I'm in another a cappella group called the Mville Quince, which is led by Professor Cherry. As you can see, he's playing the piano there. And we do our own little gigs every now and again, which is a lot of fun. Rehearsal is always fun as well. I'm currently in the musical Working, which is also run by Professor Cherry. And we don't know our roles quite yet, but it is still a lot of fun. Our early rehearsals, we sang the opening numbers. It's beautiful sounding. And let's see. Oh, I also have my own radio program here on Manhattanville, which is on WMVL Radio The Pulse. You can only stream online, which is sad, but you know, I do my own program there, and it's another Disney program in which I play relaxing music from the parks, hopefully to relieve stress for anybody who's been feeling stress through the week. That's every Wednesday at between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in case you're wondering. So there's that. And I've attended a lot of the programs as well. Like, I've attended the murder mystery, which was a lot of fun. I didn't, I couldn't figure out who killed who exactly, but, there was that. And overall, just having a great time. Oh, of course. I almost forgot to say. I am currently starring in my friend Lucas's film called Doug, wherein I play this character named Doug, and he has this little disability that he's got a broken neck. So he has to publicly just walk and talk everywhere and try to do things with this broken neck. And the film is basically him coping with it. So we're currently filming that. That's a lot of fun. And in terms of Halloween, I still entertain people with the ghost host, and I'm happy that I can share that with everybody still. Again, even though our Haunted Castle tours are sadly no more, at least I still have the opportunity to do that. And of course, there was also the Snowball Event, which was this semi-formal dance. There was no alcohol, but there were a lot of fine snacks, and a lot of my new friends were there. As you can see, there's Tyler, Brian, there's me, and then there's Matt, so looking mighty classy and what have you. So overall, Manhattanville has just been heaven to me, personally. Like, it's just beautiful, and I can't wait for more memories to unfold in the future. Quite a few years ago, I visited my sister as she graduated from Boston University. And I wondered what would happen if I put myself in her shoes. And I just know that even though it's not close to that fateful day just yet, when I take my hat and tassel and I hurl it up into the air, even right now, I'm already satisfied. I'm satisfied with the memories that I've shared, and I'm satisfied with the shows that I've been in. I'm satisfied with the experience that I've had with all of these beautiful people that I am lucky to call friends. And I even call them family to me. That's who they are. Family. So have you ever been to a special kind of event? It could be a Christmas family reunion, or it could be a trip to Disney World with family or friends, or vice versa, or just any given time. Say, like a theater performance, the last one. You just got done with a musical, and you're setting up for a cast wrap party or something like that. I don't know. Anything like that. Any kind of party where you're with family and friends, and you think to yourself, this is worth it. Sure, the journey had its ups and downs, but that's the way life goes. And as long as I shared it with people that I'm happy to call friends and family, the future will be bright for me. That's why Manhattanville.